How's it going, everybody? My name is Iron Pacifist, and this is my Level 3 Iron Man Progress series. In the last episode, we got 10 fire-making levels, 3.5 million fire-making XP, and about 300k fletching XP along the way, putting us just one skill left for base 90s. On this episode, we have all of those Wintertodt Crates saved up. Go check out the bank. We have 163 fire-making crates, Wintertodt Crates in the bank, and we are going to start the day with opening those, and hopefully we get some pretty sweet stuff. And after that, we will move on to Fletching, working towards finishing off base 90s in this video. Let's get to it. So most of these crates in the bank are around 900 to 1,000 points. Some of them are 500 to 600 when I was trying to, line up a level with the end of a game just for a clip, but for the most part, they're 900 to 1,000 points, which should give us an average of just under 3 rolls per crate. There are some that are just over 1,000, but not very many. So we're going to start with just opening one just to make sure the loot tracker is working, and then we're going to montage open these up probably around 10 at a time. So I'm going to reset this for the supply crate, and I guess we'll have to open one more just to make sure that it is reset. So there we go. So we're going to start over here with the loot tracker. But before we get too in-depth, let's talk about what do we want from these Wintertodt Crates. So let's start with uniques. We have 2 Tomes of Fire, which is way over drop rate, but I don't even need one. So it's nice for the call log to have it, but really a useless item. Pyro would be nice to have just to finish that outfit. Not that the XP boost is really that valuable, but it was just a nice little fashionscape. The D-Axe is a big one. If I can get a D-Axe, I would be so incredibly happy. There's no other way to really get that on the level 3 iron, and it does work in the inventory, so it'd be really sweet to have, and of course pets are always sweet. But for the normal loot, if we drag in the loot table here, logs, literally anything off the logs table, we can use those for arrow shafts, and that will save me some time chopping logs for the level 90 fletching grind. Gems are worthless. I've already got tons of gems in the bank, and I already have 99 crafting, and I can't really make enchanted jewelry, so gems are useless. Ores are pretty decent. Any of the mithril, addy, rune, and iron I can make into bars and use for dart tips, which I'll use for fletching XP. Silver and gold, pretty much worthless. Herbs are great, obviously. 99 herb lore, still a long way off. So any herbs I get and any herb seeds I get, very, very nice. The other stuff in here, the allotment seeds, and over here these tree seeds, really not useful at all. I've got tons and tons of those, and I really don't need any more. Spirit seeds would be nice because I can use them to trade in for seed packs, which will give me probably more herb seeds. Fish, pretty much worthless. I already have 99 fishing banked, and that's about it. I mean, GP I would be nice, or it would used to be nice, but not really anymore. I've got a pretty unlimited supply with blood runes in the feud, so not too worried about the cash. So that's what we're looking for. Mostly herbs, herb seeds I think would be the number 1 and 2. And then number 3 and 4 would be wood and ore for fletching. And we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we don't get too many of the useless items like the fish and the gems. And without further ado, I'm going to start a montage on opening these crates. down to our final crate left. Let's see, going big. Nothing too big there. So we did get one collection log item in the Pyromancer hood real early on. After I saw that, I got a little excited and was hoping we'd see some more, but unfortunately we did not really see any other collection log items. The only other untradeable we even got was the warm gloves, which I already have 2 of. So, I mean, I guess at least we have 3 now, so we're going to hit the magic and torstal tables more often from that. But let's look at the loot. We got 3 mil GP there. It says it only recorded 92 crates. Maybe I opened some of those on the same tick. Not sure. Hopefully it got all the loot in there. That would be awkward if it didn't. I would be a little... But it looks like, just looking quickly at the herb stacks, they all line up. Oh, no, they don't. 21 dwarfs versus 24 dwarfs. So that does not all of the loot. Okay, thanks, Loot Tracker. That's very helpful. But we got a decent amount of herb seeds. What do we got? A decent amount of snaps are nicely restocked. A ton of torstal seeds. Those will be nice for some herb runs. Cadentines, dwarfs, quarms, aventos. Those are all really good herb lore XP seeds. So a decent amount of fish, unfortunately. But let's also look at the log stocks. Oh yeah, those are good. That maple, those yew, those magics, those will be real nice for fletching. That should be most of what we need for the way to 90 fletching, not 99. The redwoods will take us from 90 to 99. We just need to get to 90 right now. And a little bit of ore, not a ton, but a little bit, and a decent amount of iron too. I'll probably be making all of that into fletching XP. So there's all of our Wintertodt crates. So I'm going to clean up all of these herbs because I don't like keeping grimy herbs in the bank. Organize a little bit, and next step we're going to get started with processing all of these fletching supplies and working on that last level 90. Let's go. I just went back in the clips quickly, and it does look like this is the right loot, even if it's the wrong number. So if I open 2 chests on 1 tick, it only increases the number by 1, but all of the loot it just thinks is from those 2 chests, it thinks is from 1, but it adds it all to the tracker properly. The reason why those dwarfs were wrong is because I got them in that first crate that I reset the tracker for. So it does look like this loot is right. So 3.00 mil GP from that Wintertodt grind. Decided before we get into the Wintertodt loot, we're gonna work on these extra arrows I made before by accident. So that is 88 fletching, and I'm gonna finish the rest of these off. These aren't gonna get us anywhere close to 89. But we're gonna finish these off before we get into the Wintertodt loot. And this will be the last of the broad arrows we had in the bank. Next step, I think I'm going to move on to the ores. I'm just kind of in a mood to do some blast furnace and some darts, so let's head on over to the dwarf caves. Alright, that is all of the ores done from Wintertodt. I somehow ended up with some iron from blast furnace. I genuinely have no idea how. There was coal preloaded in the furnace, and then iron came out. I don't know what happened. Usually that only happens if you don't preload the coal and you're like a tick late on loading it, so whatever, just kind of bugged out and gave me 26 iron. Oh well. I'm gonna make all of this into dart tips and fletch those into some darts for a little more fletching XP. Alright, this will be the last of the metal bars that we got from Wintertodt, all made into dart tips. But while we're on the topic of metal bars, normally I ignore the silver, but we got a little bit, so I'm going to make these into bolts just for that touch of little extra fletching XP, just to use everything we got. Alright, and there goes the last of the silver bars. We can see over here we got 20k smithing XP, 5.5k crafting XP. And it's time to put feathers on all of these. I'm going to reset the fletching XP, and we'll see how much fletching XP we got from metal from 80 to 90 at Wintertodt. Alright, and there we go. I normally would switch to mobile to do darts and bolts, but it was only a few thousand, so I just did it quickly. Here on the computer, my wrist hurts. much more than if I did it on mobile, but there we go. We got just under 31k XP from all of those. Not too shabby. Alright, if we take a look over at the calculator on the side here, and that is the correct current XP there. I do not have the same glitch that we had last time. But we've selected broad arrows and arrow shafts and headless arrows. And it looks like we're going to need 73,000 of these guys to make it all the way to 90. And if we take a look over at the banked XP plugin, of the logs we got from Wintertodt, we're going to get 51.7k. So very close, very close. Of the 70k we need, oh, it just reset that. Of the 70k we need, we got 50k from Wintertodt. So we only need 20,000 more arrow shafts, which shouldn't be too bad to get from Maples. And that is going to get us all the way to 90. So I'm going to start with cutting what we have in the bank, and then I'm going to go grab the last little bit that we need from the maple trees, and we'll get those 70k arrow shafts we need, and let's get level 90 fletching and base 90s. Man, that's something I've been working on for a very long time. I'm very excited to be almost done with this. And then immediately move the goalpost to base 95s. Of course, that's how this game works. So, alright, and this is going to be the last of the wood we got from Wintertodt. There's our 51 735 arrow shafts. So to get up to level 90, I'm going to need another 21.6k. But I was thinking, I came up with a genius plan over here. So I've got all of these redwoods banked, but we can't use them for arrow shafts until level 90. But I've got all of these dragon fruits banked, and I can make those into dragon fruit pies, which will boost my fletching level by +4. So I did a little math. Since redwoods are worth 105 arrow shafts each, I only need to cut 200 redwoods. That's 8 inventories. Even if I use 1 slice of dragon fruit pie for every inventory, I only need to make 4 pies, and I think I can probably get 2 inventories per slice. So I'm going to go make real quick, just like 4 or 5 dragon fruit pies, and we're going to cut redwoods to speed up this last little bit with boost, so I don't have to go chop maples. Wow, I already had all of the ingredients I needed in the bank. The pie shells, the flour, the water, I just happen to have lying around. Shout out to Hoarding Man mode. So I made 3 just to start with, and we're going to hope I don't burn all of these. And 1, 2, and 3 successes in a row. Very solid. And let's boost up and make these last few arrow shafts. And going as fast as I can, it looked like I was able to get through 3 and a bit inventories before my boost went down. So shouldn't need more than 2 pies. Not bad, not bad at all. And with a measly 1.5 pies, I was able to get all of the shafts that we needed. I'm going to go cut a few regular trees just to get the last little bit, because I just like to get as close as possible to that number as I can. And then I'll head to Blood Runes, or to Alley, and sell off my Blood Runes, and be very sad as I continue to murder my Blood Rune stack. Alright, and it looks like this time for the tips that we need, the 73,410, we're going to need a 4.4 mil GP, which means selling off 22,000 more Blood Runes. And as usual, I will round up to a 5 mil cash stack. So we actually probably won't sell as much as this because we've got a little cash in the inventory already. So I'm going to go to a 5 mil stack, and then, yeah, we'll cut out and buy those arrow tips. And here we go, last sale, 5 mil GP, time to give all of this to Cristelia. So I'm finding at full speed that I am draining her stock. It's not refilling all the way every time I buy an inventory. So what I'm doing right now is buying around 20k per world, and that drains her stock to around 720, and then I hop just to either, the alternatives are either wait for it to restock, which I don't want to do, or pay more, which I don't want to do. So that's where I'm at. And here is the last broad arrowhead pack on this grind. 73,410 arrowheads in the inventory. Ended up at almost the same cash stack that we started with, so that's nice to just still have that pocket change available, because we do use that. So here's 73 410 arrow shafts, plenty of feathers. These are all from birdhouse runs. They're all passive, so that's nice. And this will get us all the way to 90 fletching and base 90s. So it's time to start sticking all this stuff together. And this is going to be the last of the headless arrows all made now. Time to go get some broad arrow tips and start getting some real XP. By the way, did you guys see they changed the giant seaweed icon? I didn't notice that, and it looks weird now. It looks real chubby. I don't know. And these arrows here are gonna bring us up to 89 fletching. We have one level left for base 90s. Oh, it's so close. I can feel it. And this last set of broad arrows is going to take us all the way up, ever so close to base 90s, but not quite there. Guess what? I'm gonna leave you hanging on that. We're not finishing this up right here. That last little 21 XP. Oh, you give me a baguette? No baguette. No, dismiss. Yeah, I am gonna leave this episode here. This episode we opened all our loot from Wintertodt and we used it all up on our fletching grind. We got so close to 90 fletching. And next episode, we're going to finish off that 90 fletching, base 90s on the level 3 Iron Man, a very big achievement in my books. And we're going to talk about what's next. Since the start of the series, we've been working on base 90s, so we'll see what's next in the next episode. So until then, bye-bye.